back in game week and back in Dowdy Ficklen this Thursday night in front of Pirate Nation, in front of the Boneyard and the student section. Really excited about that. Last few years I've been here, it's always been a huge night at the Boneyard, to be in front of that student section, have them pack it out, and play on a Thursday night on ESPN in front of national TV. I know our players are certainly fired up about it and just ready to get back out there with each other and go get another win for our seniors. So, last week we took some time as far as trying to get back to full speed with our bodies. We still did some mental days, weight room, film room, walkthroughs, practice last week. But last Friday kind of really started game week for us. It was our Sunday. This past Sunday was our Tuesday. Today's our Wednesday. So as we go through the game week, the days get kind of a little backwards for us as coaches and players of what day it really is of the week. But we're certainly looking forward to Thursday night in Dowdy Ficklen and being back at Pirate Nation and trying to get another win for these seniors.
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Coach, the Temple week, I'm sure things were moving 100 miles per hour. Has it at least maybe slowed down a little bit since then and catch your breath a little bit?
Yeah, it's certainly that first week was drinking through a fire hose, but you try to do everything you can to put our seniors and put our players in the best position to go win a football game. And our players have been awesome. The young men in our locker room have been fantastic. Just the way they've attacked this thing, attacked it for each other, sticking together. And, everything you ask them to do, hey, go play with energy, they go play with energy. Go play for each other, they go play for each other. And go work your tail off. And they've done that. And the older guys take a lot of pride and a lot of leadership in making sure that happens. And the younger guys doing a really good job of filling in right where they need to and just marching forward. But certainly last week with the bye week, it slowed down a little bit. And you kind of catch your breath and kind of you got to look at the next 4 weeks. How do you want to structure things and make sure that you're ready for, obviously FAU is the only game that matters this week. Biggest game on the schedule, biggest game of the year because it's the game this week. You got to go 1-0 this week. But you also got to look ahead of, hey, how we're going to structure things for the Tulsa game, for the North Texas game, for the Navy game. All of it being different weeks. 2 Thursday night games. And then you got 9 days for going back to Texas, back out to the west there for another road game, and then a Friday game with Navy. So you got to start planning ahead of how you want to do those things, how you want to get your football team prepared, and what gives us the best chance to win each every week. And all that's going on, you got to make sure everybody in the building is only focused on the day. Our mission, our goals, our values haven't changed from what it was, 10 days ago, whatever it was. You got to win today. You got to keep looking forward. You can't worry about what's down the road. You got to focus on today, each and every day, and we'll do that leading up to FAU.
Coach, I know you talked about changes to the practices that you've had. I noticed there's less periods. You guys are kind of practicing a more condensed schedule. How does that help the players refresh as the season goes on?
Yeah, thanks. We, the big thing we focus on in practice is no waste of time. Have urgency in between transition from period to period. Yeah, there might be one less period in there every now and then, but that's really about the time of year we're in. We're not running a whole lot of installing new defenses or installing new offenses, something like that. It's really repeating, but just make sure we're clean, make sure we're ready to go, and then make sure our guys are fresh mentally and physically for Thursday night. So that's kind of been the big focus. Even though there might be a period after practice here and there, it's still, hey, we got to do what we do. And it's not what we do, but how we do it, and keep going forward there about our mission, about our goals.
Talking about the bye week and your Thursday night game and the crazy schedule, does having 2 back-to-back Thursday night games kind of help you keep a little bit of routine?
It does. So obviously we had 12 days to get ready for this one, and we're obviously still prepared. But once you get on that one Thursday night, you got 7 days for the next one. Kind of helps you get in a little routine, at least for a week. It may not be for very long, but you get in a game week routine for a week, and then after that it'll be 9 days for North Texas, then it'll be 6 days for Navy. It's what it is. Our guys are just excited to go play and get back out there together and play for each other and go try to get a win for the seniors and try to get ourselves to a bowl game eventually. Obviously, it's one game at a time, one day at a time, but that's the focus.
Coach, what did you find was the hardest thing about game day in a different role that you were in?
Yeah, thanks, man. There are a lot of exciting things down there. Like you're out of the box, you're on the sideline for the first time in a while. My main goal was make sure I didn't get ran over. I didn't want to take on anybody down there. But you know, I caught myself celebrating a few times when I should have been down there holding up one for extra point, whatever it may be. But hey, as long as I told the team, as long as we keep having plays, making plays to go celebrate, everything will work out. But it was good, and you know, it took everybody. It took our players doing what they did, it took our coaches, our staff kind of pitching in and getting this thing done together. You know, and that makes my job easy. What I have to do on game day, or what I have the privilege to do for our football team and for Pirate Nation. But just really enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do that every single day.
You're facing a very mobile quarterback, one you saw last year. This is a guy who likes to get down very, very late. Has there been any talk to? I think you guys might have even got one penalty last year, but I know he drew him last year. He's drawn them all this year. Is there any extra talk to pull him back?
You know, I was just telling the coaches this. Last year we went to this game. I wasn't really worried about him scrambling around as much, and we didn't have all these spy calls, or we weren't worried about this pressure or that pressure. And now that's all you think about. Hey, how, you know, you got to keep one in the pocket. He scrambles around, he can hurt you, he can get downhill. And like you just mentioned, he does slide late. I haven't seen as many personal fouls on the film this year as what you saw when he was at Marshall, but you certainly got to be conscientious of that. And officials, I think, are doing a better job of, you know, they're protecting quarterbacks, but at the same time, he slides late. It's still a football play in the act, so we got to be smart about that. And we got to be smart about scramble drills, scramble rules, and how we play the game there. But he's certainly a threat. I think one of their best football players on offense, for sure.
Coach, back to the game day routine. Aside from not getting run over, is there anything you learned that you either want to change or do differently when it comes to just a day off?
No, I think as long as we score 29 points in the third quarter again, you know, we'll keep doing what we're doing. I just really love the energy from our players that they had, and kind of celebrate for each other. You know, I did talk to them this morning about, hey, we got to make sure we're celebrating on the sideline. We got to get to the sideline, do that, not on the field. I think we got a sideline warning just for, you know, we scored and had a little celebration, guys running on the field a little bit. So we got to do a better job with that. But hey, if we're making plays and scoring touchdowns and getting off the field on third down and you know, doing a lot of positive things to win the football game, then you know, that energy is encouraged, and that's, you know, starts with me. I got to be that way. And celebrate everything. That's what I told the players. Hey, we get a first down, we're going to celebrate it. We get a stop, we're going to celebrate it. And I got to do that as well. And if I'll do that, Coach Baker will do that, all our coaches will do that, it'll feed into our players. Now, we certainly saw that against Temple, and we got to carry that into FAU. Can't be a drop-off. We got to make sure we have that same energy, that same mindset, and that starts every single day in practice. That's not something we're going to show up on Thursday night and hope to have. That's something we're going to practice. That's something we're going to go about our business every single day, and then build them all the way up to game time at 8 o'clock on Thursday night, which is way past my bedtime.
Can you sense an extra boost of energy and confidence from the guys with it being a primetime game on Thursday night?
I think just not only, hey, it's a chance to be on ESPN, hey, in the Boneyard, in Dowdy Ficklin on a Thursday night, but just a chance to go play again with each other and play for each other. You know, they're excited about that. You know, when you walk in the building, you see them smiling and bebopping around and ready to go. Those young men in that building, they keep me like energized as well. So I think it's kind of feeding off each other right now. But certainly they know it's a big ball game, and they're ready to just go out there and have fun again. And that's, you know, we talked about it early on, like, hey, no pressure on this thing. Let's go, let it ride. Let's go out there and turn it loose. And we certainly saw that against Temple. We got to go repeat that again. We got some things we got to certainly clean up that we did against Temple. But if we'll go attack it in the right manner, I got no doubt that we're cleaning those things up in practice, and we got a good chance to go, you know, put the type of game on, performance on Thursday night that we want to play, and be the type of team we want to play. It's certainly a good FAU football team. I think they're better than, you know, obviously their record. Coach Herman, I have the utmost respect for those guys down there and his coaching staff and what they've been able to do down there. You see those guys run sideline to sideline, whether it's offense, defense, special teams. I keep telling our guys, hey, they got a great program. We have utmost respect for them, but we got to take care of us, you know, each and every day, and winning every day with ourselves, attacking practice, attacking academics, attacking meetings, whatever it may be. So we got to focus on ourselves.
Coach, you've of course been a part of a few Thursday night games here at Dowdy Ficklin. Just what makes the atmosphere so special for an 8 o'clock kickoff during a weekday?
You know, I think for our players, it's those black uniforms. They get to break those out. You know, you're in Dowdy on a night game. The atmosphere, the student body, and packing the Boneyard out, and just the energy Pirate Nation brings is pretty special. And there's, you know, I always say this, like the passion that Pirate Nation brings at each and every game day, and the way this fan base just supports this football team has been awesome. And excited for those, to see them show up again this Thursday night for this football team and for these seniors, and see if we can get one more. So just excited about that, and being back in Dowdy this is always special on Thursday night.
Just curious, going back to the week off, how, if at all, did you guys self-scout as a staff?
Yeah, not only do that during a bye week, you do that each and every week. Hey, what's our tendencies, or hey, how can we put ourselves in better positions? Whether it's self-scout or just evaluating your personnel. So you're always in constant evaluation. I think the minute you sit still is the minute you're not getting better. We always have the saying, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. Well, we got to find ways, self-scout, evaluate ourselves to make sure we're getting better and getting ourselves a chance to win a football game.
Coach, Jamarly Riddle, just as a freshman, has played a ton of snaps for you guys. What early on allowed y'all to have such confidence in to go back there safely and play so much?
Man, Marley's awesome. Just was talking to him today about he may have some family coming up this weekend, and I told him this before we played Temple. I said, hey, when I saw you play in that high school game, you had a pick six. I hope you do it. Hope to see that again. And sure enough, he did it. But he comes from a really good high school football program. He got here in the summer, and since day one, he stepped on campus. It's all been business. He's not been. Sometimes as a freshman, you're coming in trying to ease your way into it, or you're more focused about, hey, how can I hang out with the guys, or do this or do that. He's been all business from day one, and that's going back to last spring. He had Zoom calls and such of just, hey, learning the defense, learning the terminology, where to be. And as soon as he stepped on campus, it wasn't, I'm going to wait my turn. No, it's I'm getting my tail ready to play. And you're certainly seeing that. You saw it against Temple, and he's certainly getting ready to play against FAU as well. Need more microphones.
Yeah, no, I want to ask you about that. Yeah, what do you call the third down package where Shane's out there and also Jackson Barker? And kind of walk us through the invention of that.
Well, I keep joking around with Jackson Barker and Shane Perry and the Holmes brothers that we're going to start calling those guys the old school Oakland A's Bash brothers. They have no clue who McGuire, Canseco is, and all those guys. But I'm going to put a picture up the team meeting to show them one day. The Bash brothers. But that's our Predator package. That's our third down Predator package. We've been working that all season, and just at times we brought it out a few times, but sometimes some weeks we take it in, some weeks we don't. But those guys did a great job against Temple, getting out there and changing things up and giving them different looks, and flying around, get some fresh bodies on the field. Just had the opportunity to do that, so really proud of those guys and getting that package on the field. And I think anytime offensively, defensively, we can find ways to get more guys involved. You're going to have guys playing their tails off for each other, get fresh bodies on the field, and it kind of just, everything stays together. Everything kind of, is the focus there. And as I said, like our focus, we keep saying, hey, we want to tee off on FAU together with effort and with energy. And that's really what some of that helps you keep things together and keep them tight and all those type of things.
Any other questions? Thank you, Coach.